morning. Welcome to Total Fitness Saturday. Today's routine, pounding, and it is a shopping list template with a great little ab finisher. You will need a kettlebell. If you've got a bit of variety in your weights, that's good because you have got an overhead. So the kettlebell exercise, and we have got some deadlifts and some light dumbbells as well. Okay, I'll go through the details shortly. Let's get warmed up first. Looking up the squat, get nice and loose. Give your chest a stretch. 10 chest balls. You bring it up down. You bring it in. You bring it up down. Feeling it so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. 10 circles each way. We're following the shopping list template, as we call it, today. We've got 2 circuits to do and a little finisher for you. Each one is 5 exercises, and we're working to a 30-second work time, 10-second rest ratio. You do exercise 1, then exercise 1 again, add number 2. Exercise 1, exercise 2, add number 3. 1, 2, 3, add number 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of them. Once you've done all 5, that means you've done 5 sets of number 1. You can tick that off the list. Then we start with number 2, work through. Start with number 3, work through. Start with number 4, work through. You're left with number 5. So you end up doing 5 sets of each. So you haven't really got to worry because you just follow what I do anyway. All you need to know is your 5 exercises. And we'll be doing 25 sets total. Right. Let me show you 5. It's a real mix. We're hitting everything. Heart, lungs, push, pull, legs, core, everything in one. So, number 1, squat thrust to ascending deadlift. Okay, so for 30 seconds. Morning, Steve. Squat thrust. With the kettlebell there between your heels. You pick up point for your deadlift. Hands down, out, in, knees apart, armpits closed. Hinge 1, out, in. 1, 2, back down, out in, and a third, keep ascending your deadlift, see how far you get. 30 seconds, not be that high. It's good, it gets everything nice and warm. Next one, kettlebell clean to squat curl. So it's a little mini complex, bit of everything involved again. So you're doing clean, just a hand clean. So through the hips, through the thigh triangle. Now pull and catch. Down into your squat, then a little curl at the bottom, preacher curl. Using your legs as like a preacher bench, back up and back up, okay? That's a clean, pulling and catch, squat down, curl at the bottom, back up, back into clean, okay? And I'll go over it again, obviously when I do it, you can just watch again. Next one, press up. Oh, sorry, this is the first one. T-runners is number 1, sorry. That's a shame. Light dumbbells, believe me. And it is only light, as most of you know. I've done it before. Okay? You can even get away with a couple of tins of soup. Okay? Arms out there. And you're a little jogging on the spot, okay? Nice and light. Sorry, missed that one. Right, next one, number 5, press up to toe roots, a little bit like a warm up. Only this is you're adding a press up and you're not doing the upward dog. So, you do the push up, okay? Look at the angle of the arms, okay? Not like this, okay, and there, push up, and then my right hand reaches my left toe, and down, push the floor away, press up, push. Okay? And you're really reaching as far as you can. You haven't got the flexibility and mobility in the posterior chain. Just reach for the knee or the nearest point. Okay? Push up. Just reach there. But you really want to push up high. Push your chest through your arms and really reach in there. Okay? And then the last one, top loaded dumbbell plyo squats. So you don't have to do them loaded or with a plyo element, okay? Either or of those elements can be dropped out. But the hardest version, keep these dumbbells up, elbows up a little bit, nice deep squat, and then drive through the toes into that plyo squat, okay? You can do them without the jump, if you've got any knee problems or anything like that, or without the weight, if you feel it gets too much. Okay, just keep the arms nice and high and just do it without the weight, okay? Right, that's it, that's your 5. Let's get started. seconds rest. It's the ratio we're working to. Right, okay, you ready? Team runners first. Number 4. Okay. Push up.
Hey, how you doing? Where you been? I never saw you all night long. Can you swear what you did? But you got me so. You want it longer than you want a song that shows you my love. I will do for you. And you took me on it.
low oxygen today, feels like. Muggier than you think, isn't it? Right. So, here's your second half then. Same template, 5 new exercises. Okay. Number 1, overhead jacks. These are much tougher than you think. Particularly, shoulder mobility is iffy. So either are your alternatives. So, push them up to the ceiling. Okay, all out doesn't matter. And then now, that jack movement. If you haven't got free shoulders, as in mobile shoulders, you might get your low back to do. You can do side steps instead. Okay, just hold them as high as you can. Or, without the weight, okay, that'll work well as well. Either or of them. Right, exercise 2 and 3. is a cluster, side one, cluster, side two. Cluster is a clean to a thruster. So essentially it's a clean squat press. Okay, and clean. Comfortable. There, row and roll. And you're in that rapid position. Squat, press, back through. Okay? So exercise 2 and 3. Same thing, one side down the other. That's very demanding there in the middle of that. Then we have that one. Leg circles. Okay? Draw up the circle. 5 one way. Brakes on. 5 circles. Keep your head and shoulders up. Keep your arms pulled tight. And your knees are ready, your knees are bit. Draw up the circle with your knees back, make it a bit easier. Okay. And the last one. Back mouse and 5 burpees. You drop into your burpee. 1, 2, up, down, 1 knee through each, and up, okay? Right. Once we get this done, we've got the finisher.
What's the first one?
Overhead jacks or overhead side steps. Okay? And feel free to drop the weights. Anyone want to pre-order a smoothie? No, protein smoothie. Or anything else. You can just get it in the end. If you want. So, what with?
Especially to the bell.
Guilty and right, okay, right. Just let me just put a few bits away. Where's Rich Walker when you need him?
Yeah, I know. They're all out.
Finisher, very simple, 4 minutes, EMOM, ladder climb. Okay, which means the reps are ascending every minute. You're doing 2 things, sit-ups and squat thrusts. Okay, both of which I want you as strict as you can. Which might mean it might take a bit longer, okay? But I'd rather you do that. Okay, so minute 1, you're doing 10 of each. Minute 2, you're attempting 12 of each. Minute 3, 14. And minute 4, 16 of each. So you're coming up by 2 reps. It's a 2 rep ladder. When you finish those 2 exercises, you don't just get to sit there though, you hold the plank. So essentially it's 3 exercises per minute, okay? Right, sit-ups. If you want to do them strict, you can do them strict. Hands glued to your head. Soles to the feet. Glued to the floor. Okay? Until you can do them like that, you can't really call yourself good at sit-ups. Okay? Fair enough, you need to do this. Okay? Fine. It's okay. But if you're capable, try and get some strict ones in at least the first few reps, because that's how you'll improve. When you've done your 10 sit-ups, you then go into squat thrusts. So you come the other way. Now let me show you what a squat thrust should and shouldn't be. Right, it should be this. My back stays fairly straight. My knees come in at the back. Okay? It's really referring to the thrust back. Okay, what it isn't is this.
Say it every time when he's not here, Rich.
That is the squat thrust. Again, if you're very limited on your mobility, it might look a bit more like that. Fair enough, but remember again, you're always trying to do it properly though. That's what we need. Don't settle. Think, well, that's my squat thrust. It's good enough to get it quick and out of the way. Try and make it harder, even if that's obviously makes it harder physically. You know, you want to do this quick. Anyway, when you're done, you then hold the plank. You can down to your elbows, a low plank. And the plank should be top of the head moving that way, tailbone moving that way. Imagine your spine lengthening out. Nice and straight, not like this. Okay? Nice and straight. Abs tight, glutes tight. Okay, so that's all the form. Lecture. Minute 1, 10 and 10, hold the plank. Minute 2, 12 and 12, hold the plank. Minute 3, 14, minute 4, 16, hold the plank to the end. Okay? Right.
Just the 16. Don't be saying the 16.
And if you don't hit the figure, don't worry about it. Just stick at the number that you can do, okay? Just set your spine to that.
Jordan banana.
Cafe. And everyone else at home, thanks for tuning in. And if you're new, like and subscribe. And we'll see you next Monday, 9:30. I am on holiday on Thursday next week. For a week, so there'll be no live. But I'll be back the week after. Right, thank you everybody, have a great day.